Hello all. Today we are going to see an important problem from GATE 2019 Mechanical Paper 1, question number 29. So you are being given a system like this. You have a car which is accelerating in a particular direction and you have some road reactions. You are supposed to find what are the reactions on the front and the back wheel. So this is an important problem because it involves the concept of pseudo force. So to understand more details about pseudo forces and its directions, you can check out the course Special or Selected Topics in Classical Mechanics by Professor P.C. Deshmukh. It is an advanced course, but it will help you in understanding about the pseudo forces in detail. Let's say you have a body with mass capital M resting on another body which is small m, and this is being accelerated in this direction with a acceleration. So what is the direction of pseudo force? The direction of pseudo force is always opposite to this direction, that is this direction. And the quantity of pseudo force, how will you calculate, is using this mass and this acceleration. So basically this particular orange body is actually the accelerated frame of reference, and based on this your pseudo forces will be m into the acceleration of that particular frame of reference. So that means your pseudo force is equal to capital M into a, which is the acceleration of frame of reference. You can check out about it more in detail in the NPTEL lecture. Let's go forward. So let me redraw this particularly. So this is my CG and my weight is acting here, W, and I'm having a road which is like this. Let's take this point where my R is acting and this point where RF is acting. So this is basically at the center. So total distance is given to be your L. Okay, now this particular height is given to be H. Okay, so now interesting thing, like I explained before, is which is the direction of pseudo force. So if you look at this image, your wheels are accelerating this direction, right? It is moving forward this direction. So this acts like the body at the bottom, and the top frame acts the body at the top, like I explained before. So its pseudo force will be acting along this direction finally. So your pseudo force, let's say Fp, is acting in opposite to the acceleration of the actual frame that you are looking at. So this is a non-inertial frame of reference. So now your pseudo force is going to be in this particular direction, which is Fp, right? So now let's use this image. So let me name this point A, point B, and let's say this is point C. Okay, so let me redraw the things again. You are having your pseudo force here, and this is your point. So let's say this is your, and this is your RF. So the total length is going to be L. So now, and this height is H. Okay, so now what I'll show is, if you're going to take moment about your point A, that means this force is going to travel like this, right, about that point A. Same way your RF is going to travel like this. Now you had your weight W. which is going to travel like this towards point A. So now you can see that your FP is actually counterclockwise, your RF is also counterclockwise, and your W is clockwise. So let's take clockwise to be positive for this case and take net moment at point A is equal to 0. So this what you will get, this equation. So your FP, it is minus for that, and what is your distance between FP and A? That is H. Now minus RF into the distance between that point and A is L, plus W into the distance between W point, that is C and A. So if you see that L by 2, W into L by 2, that is equal to 0. So now upon solving this, what do you get? W by 2 minus FP H by L. Okay, let's solve this further. What is your W? W is equal to your mass into acceleration due to gravity, because W is weight. Therefore your mass can be written as W by G, right? This is one thing. Now also, what is your pseudo force? Your pseudo force is going to be your mass into the acceleration, like I explained before. So here you can substitute that with the value of m from above. So now using these values, you can rewrite your RF to be W by 2 minus W into H by L into A by G. So this is your first thing that you have got. Now let's go further into the problem. So if you look at the forces, you had W acting downwards, you had RR and RF acting upwards, you had your pseudo force in this direction. So now if you take your net force along Y is equal to 0, so now when you take this, you are going to get RR plus RF minus W is equal to 0. Therefore your RR is equal to W minus RF. So when you substitute this value, you are finally going to get W by 2 plus W into A by G H by L. So now let's look at the options. So you can see for RR there is a plus this term. From the options you can understand that your C is the answer. So this is the correct answer that we have observed. Now if you take a wrong direction for FP, you are going to end up with the option B. So that is the main trick here, which is the direction. What is that you are going to take the direction of your pseudo force. So I hope you understood this problem. You can check out more details about pseudo force and its direction. What are the cases? Where do you consider these things in NPTEL? So thank you.